we're continuing our work with quadratic equations in quadratic form. And this time we have quadratic equations that are hidden behind these binomials. Do you see them? So again, we are going to rewrite. I think, have you noticed you've got this x plus 5 squared here and then this x plus 5 quantity binomial here as well. So our u substitution this time will be to let u be that x plus 5. Okay, because then when you square u, you have x plus 5 squared, which is what's here on the first term. So that's kind of a big hint, isn't it? So we're going to rewrite this guy in the right form. We're going to move this. This is our middle term here on the right, so we're going to put in the middle. So we have x plus 5 squared from here, and then plus 2 times x plus 5 minus 15 equals 0. And now we're going to use our u substitution. And so u squared plus 2u minus 15 equals 0. And again, to solve this quadratic, we can factor that. So that's going to be u plus 5, u minus 3. Now we're going to solve for u by setting these two binomials to 0 using the 0 factor property, and then solving for u. So u equals negative 5 or u equals 3. But remember, our original problem was in x. So we are not done. So now come back up here and remind yourself of what u was. U was x plus 5. So let's substitute our x plus 5 back in for where the u was. And now we solve for x by subtracting 5 from both sides. And so we get x equals negative 10 or x equals negative 2. Okay. Similar on this next problem. We have this binomial square. The binomial is this negative 4y minus 5. See it here? And then see it here squared. So that's u squared. Okay. So we have u squared equals 5 plus 4u. And now let's go ahead and subtract these two terms on the right. Let's subtract them to the left so that we get a 0. So u squared minus 4u minus 5 equals 0. Put them in the right order. And you've got a quadratic equation that once again factors. So you go ahead and factor u minus 5, u plus 1. And use your 0 factor property to set each of these factors to equal to 0 and to solve for u. So u equals 5 or u equals negative 1. And now don't stop here because your original equation was in the variable y. So we have to solve for y. So go back and remind yourself of what you represented, which is this binomial, negative 4y minus 5. And we're going to go ahead and substitute that binomial in for the u. Okay. And then we're going to solve for y. So add 5. Divide by a negative 4 and reduce the fraction. So we have y equals negative 5 halves. And here we're going to add 5. Negative 4y equals 4. Divide by negative 4. Y equals negative 1. So our two answers, negative 5 halves and negative 1. Wait, there's a negative there. Negative 1.